So we are presently in Hampton Public Piers in Hampton, Virginia, and we have to get the boat back out of the slip. For those of you who might be wondering how I got the boat into the slip, being an engineless boat, you can check out my latest entry in the captain's log on my website, boothbyboats.com, and I will put the link to that below this video. So it looks fairly calm, but there are puffs of wind that are hitting me beam on and pushing me up against the finger pier. Also, the current is pushing me up against the finger pier as well. So that would be pushing me to the left of the screen. So the safest way to get out of this slip is to run an anchor out. And for that I will use my trusty fisherman anchor, kedge anchor. And you can just see the rope I have flaked down. It's just at the bottom of the screen there. So right now I'm getting the anchor prepared, and I'm going to run it out in the dinghy, and then we'll simply pull the boat out of the slip using the kedge anchor. Alright, and I got the outboard started here, so away we go. And that rope should just pay out cleanly, being flaked down on the deck. And I'm just clearing the road there. And of course, one thing you want to be careful here is that when the anchor rod drops into the water while you're getting clear and away from the boat, that you don't get it caught in the propeller of the outboard. So just be careful about that. And off we go. I've almost got all the road paid out. That's 200 feet of line there. And just judging where's the best place to drop it. And it looks like we're going to drop it right about here. So now, back on the boat here, we want to gently take up on the anchor rod and just make sure we give it a good pull there to make sure that anchor is set. We don't want to cast off the dock lines and then find out the anchor isn't set and leaving us to drift helplessly. To go here, and I'm going to start taking up on that anchor rod, but I'm going to have to move over onto the starboard side there to fend off of the piling that's just off the end of the finger pier, and the current is pushing us up against that piling, so I have to fend off to make sure that it doesn't ding up my cap rail there. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm back pulling the anchor rod and pulling the boat back out of the slip. And now it looks like we're sufficiently clear of the slip that I'm going to run the anchor line forward, and so the boat will come up head to wind. And you'll see we're anchored just off the slip once she swings around here in a minute. So once I have her clear of the slips and head to wind, I'm going to pick up that fisherman anchor and maneuver the boat into my anchoring spot, and then drop my main bow anchor, which is the 44-pound spade anchor, and there we will be, all ready to head offshore. Now that the boat is watered up and batteries are charged up and she's provisioned, and we are all ready to go. Well, the boat may be all ready to go, but we're not heading offshore just yet. We got another big low-pressure system coming up the coast, and we got to wait for all that to clear out before we can head offshore. Well, the weather forecasters weren't lying. The following day, Friday, November 16th, and we indeed have very nice weather. It's a little cold, but we got clear skies and a forecast for stable weather. So it's anchors away and time to get going. She's going to be a bit sluggish. Right now, all I have is the reefed mainsail set, which is not going to give her much power, and we're going to have to tack to windward initially here, just to get out of this congested area, and somewhere where I'll have enough room to get the staysail set. We're also still fighting the flooding current, so we're off like the proverbial herd of turtles here. She just gradually comes around there. Still a bit underpowered, but we're making our way down the Hampton River. And we bid our farewells to our friends on shore, and continue to wind our way down the Hampton River here and out toward the sea. Ahoy, everybody! It is Friday, November 16th. We are in the Thimble Shoal Channel coming up on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. And then from there, we're going to take a more kind of east-southeasterly course till we get clear of Cape Henry, and then make our turn to the southeast and begin heading to our waypoint, which is approximately about 28 north and 65 west. This big weather system, which brought such horrible weather over the past couple of days, has cleared out. As you can see, we got nice sunshine. It's cold, but we got nice clear skies. And the weather forecasters are all saying decent weather all the way until Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. We should have just generally northerly winds. It looks like we're going to have a weak cold front, so they might become south-southwest for a while on Monday or Tuesday. And be careful we don't hit any buoys here. And so we got good weather for the next 5 days, it looks like. Then we got to watch out toward the end of the week. The models are showing a low pressure area or system forming somewhere around the Bermuda area, between Bermuda and Florida. So hopefully that won't happen, or we can get far enough southeast that it won't affect us too much. But that's the only fly in the ointment as far as the weather goes, and so we got to watch out for that. So as usual, the strategy on this passage is just keep pushing southeast as fast as you can go. This passage is always a race because we're in the transition months, and the weather, we got a pretty stable stretch now, but the weather tends to be very unstable this time of year. But the good news is generally the further south you get, the more stable and benign it'll get. So again, the strategy is to push southeast as fast as we can sail this boat, and so that's what we're doing right now. Anyway, so hopefully the weather's gonna be nice to us here. We're gonna have a nice smooth ride down to St. Thomas, and we'll check in with you all again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. So now we're going to cook our first meal at sea. Actually, we're not at sea yet. We're just coming up on Cape Henry. So I'm going to have to make frequent trips up the companionway just to have a look around and make sure we're not running into anything. It's always a bit of a shock when you first put to sea and just doing normal things like cooking a meal when suddenly the boat is heeled over and lurching about is quite challenging. Especially when you've just been sitting in tranquil anchorages for the past several weeks or months. And you can see it's cold. I got my foul weather jacket on. You can see the steam rising off the pot there, and it's definitely fall weather now. And that fresh asparagus sure tastes good, especially just having something warm in your stomach when it's cold. And I generally don't get seasick anymore. I eat hungrily from day one at sea, and especially when I still have good food aboard. And so night falls around our vessel. And the bright lights on shore, the bright lights of Virginia Beach, the glow of the cities are now receding into our wake. And back in the sailing ship days when you were clear of the land and off into deep water, they would say you'd take your departure. So we're taking our departure now. And by daylight we'll be alone on a wide open ocean for the next 2 to 2.5 weeks as we make our way down to the U.S. Virgin Islands.